Hello everyone, today I thought I'd bring you along on this day trip over to Germany visiting the Porsche Museum in Stuttgart. I would be going with a couple friends and utilising the 2 daily British Airways flights from London Heathrow to Stuttgart, giving us around 9 hours in Germany. And so with that we set off to Stuttgart, departing from Terminal 3, which is odd for a British Airways flight, but our aircraft this morning would be Golf Echo Uniform Sierra, this 16-year-old Airbus A320 parked next to this huge Emirates A380. But soon we were on our way with a flight time of 1 hour and 20 minutes. Luckily for us, Stuttgart has a pretty large interconnecting metro system that was pretty easy to use, so we took the metro over to the Porsche Museum where we saw the famous Porsche roundabout. At 24 meters high, it was built in 2015 to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the 911. Next to the roundabout is the museum itself. It's a weirdly impressive building with the museum located above your head as you walk towards the door. Ferdinand Porsche is the man we have to thank today for all of this, and he was born in 1875, and at 18 years old he began an apprenticeship with Bella, Egger & Co., who produced electrical equipment of all kinds, and at 22 he became the head of their testing department. It was here that Ferdinand met Ludwig Lohner, and Lohner commissioned Porsche to produce an electric motor for his new car. This new car would be the Egger-Lohner C2 Phaeton. Automobiles were not commonplace in the late 1800s, so Porsche continued the development of what we would now call the car, combining the electric motor with the petrol engine to make the Semper Vivus, in 1900 the world's first electric petrol hybrid car. The early 20th century was a turbulent time in Europe. However, with war comes a boost in wartime manufacturing, and it was during World War I that Porsche built aircraft engines, one of them being this 6-cylinder engine producing 160 horsepower. In the 1920s, Porsche moved to Stuttgart, where he was hired by Daimler, where he designed the Mercedes SSK, a very notable race car of the time. In 1931, Porsche founded his own company, but after limited success, Hitler commissioned Porsche to build a car that was reliable and affordable for all German citizens. This car became the VW Beetle. In 1939, Porsche unveiled the Type 64, which was based on the VW Beetle, but progress on the Type 64 was halted during the outbreak of World War II. Due to Ferdinand's ties to Hitler and the Nazi Party, he was imprisoned in 1945 and released a few years later. By then, his son, Ferry Porsche, took over his dad's company. Ferry was quoted as saying, "In the beginning, I looked around and could not find the car I dreamed of, so I decided to build it myself," and that he did, releasing the Porsche 356. In 1964, Porsche then released their most famous car yet, one so famous that even today, 60 years later, they are still in production, and that is the Porsche 911. The Porsche 911 is so successful but also so reliable that 70% of all 911s built since 1964 are still believed to be on the road. However, Porsche didn't just build cars for people to buy, they also built cars to race. While many other companies enter races like F1, where they build these machines of pure elegance with every little detail making their cars just that little bit faster, Porsche mainly enter races where they use variants of their production cars like the 911. The Porsche 911 won the Monte Carlo Rally 3 years in a row. 3 of the top 4 spots on the Nürburgring are won by Porsche. Porsche have the most victories at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in France with 19 wins. They also have the most wins at the 12 Hours of Sebring in the US with 18. They've won Daytona, they've won Spa, they've won Formula E and the Dakar Rally. In total, Porsche have over 30,000 victories, and the majority of these victories have been cars based on models you as a consumer can buy, and that's what I find amazing. The end of the museum features some of Porsche's current cars such as the Taycan, which has proven to be a great success. Following the boom in electric car sales, Porsche released the Taycan in 2019 as a luxury electric car going head to head with Tesla, and the Taycan has managed to outperform Porsche's expectations for the car. On top of that, it harkens back to the first Porsche running off electric motors. Overall, the Porsche Museum is definitely worth a visit if you're interested, and after a stop at the cafe, we headed into Stuttgart city centre, where we had had some pizza and then tried to head over to the Mercedes Museum. We weren't originally planning on visiting the Mercedes Museum, which was probably for the best as it was closed when we got there. Despite this though, we took a look at the Mercedes test track and managed to see this train which was absolutely packed with brand new Mercs as far as the eye could see. And then on arrival back at the airport, we went up to the observation deck, which is something quite common with German airports, which I absolutely love. There were quite a few interesting aircraft, including this Aegean A321neo heading out to Thessaloniki, this Swiss A320 heading out to Zurich, which is Swiss's shortest international flight at just 20 minutes, and quite a few others, including this ITA A319 in the back there, which I think is pretty cool, as before this I hadn't seen an ITA aircraft in real life yet. Sat over the other side of the runway was this US Air Force C-17 from Dover Air Force Base. The US Air Force and the US Army have quite a bit of a presence here at Stuttgart, as on arrival I also saw a US Air Force C-130. And after watching this lot Polish 737 MAX 8 land, it was time to head back on board another British Airways A320 bound for London Heathrow. But overall, I think this was a pretty good day out to the Porsche Museum, and with that I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.